One of the behind-the-scenes drama for the Minnesota Vikings this offseason and during the draft is what is going to happen with star edge rusher Za'Darius Smith. Za'Darius signed a 3-year free agency deal last offseason, outperformed his contract, and now wants a new deal or wants to be traded. And straight from the department, Jonathan Jones from CBS Sports. Do you think he goes by Jonathan Jones because of John Bones Jones, or do you think he's always been Jonathan? I don't know, but he is reporting, quote, keep an eye on what Minnesota may do with outside linebacker Za'Darius Smith. He still has 2 more years on his deal and is set to count $15.49 million against the cap this season. There are some rumblings, some grumblings and my tumblings, that the Vikings could move him. So rumblings, just like me after 3 bowls of chili. First off, it makes sense, because it does seem like Za'Darius and the Vikings are to impasse to a much higher degree than the Vikings and Danielle Hunter. So maybe it's just reading the tea leaves, but also if Kwesi is working the phones, which he should be, that word will get out. Whether GMs will leak that to the media or someone just overhears, like, oh, hi Kwesi. Oh, Za'Darius? No, click. All right, so that is making the round. So that's why this is probably being leaked and reported at this time. And it's really interesting what's going to happen on the edge for the Vikings, because it's a very deep edge class, so that may actually depress some of Za'Darius' trade value. But, I mean, the Vikings signed Marcus Davenport to a 1-year, $14 million deal in free agency. That's a big deal. Hopefully they'll do something with Danielle Hunter, because they either have to extend or trade him and freshen up his contract. And I know maybe Za'Darius is just a little put out, even though he was already mad with the Vikings even before they signed Marcus Davenport. And Za'Darius last season, stunning in the first 9 games. He was on a Defensive Player of the Year pace, got his knee dinged up against the Bills, wasn't really the same after that, but overall was a big-time impact player, was second on the team in sacks, led the team in pressures, etc. And then this offseason, Za'Darius sold his house, and then he posted this on the old Twitter machine, basically saying like a goodbye, all that stuff. Thank you thank you to Skull Nation and teammates and coaches on all that stuff. And then Rap Sheet reporting that Za'Darius requested a trade, and the Vikings were like, no, since he's under contract for 2 more years. And Za'Darius' deal right now, he's doing $9.45 million base, 5.05 of which is already fully guaranteed. So that's why the Vikings have to trade him if they're going to move him, and they can't. They could theoretically cut him, but that wouldn't make any sense either. Also, he does have some trade value, and the Vikings would free up about $12.2 million in cap space if they did trade him, because remember that new team would take on that $5.5 million dead that was already guaranteed of his base salary. And looking around the league, the Ravens, Ravens drafted Za'Darius, and he started out his career in Baltimore, went to Green Bay, actually tentatively agreed to a deal in free agency with the Ravens, and then some other free agency edge rusher deals were announced. He's like, can I get more money? They're like, no. So then he came to the Vikings, signed a 3-year deal. But obviously there was interest in rekindling that love and feeling between him and the Ravens last offseason. So it's like, hey, Eric DeCosta, EDC, you're spending money all over the place, and you got Zay Flowers, you're good to go. How about 86? Give us 86 for Za'Darius Smith. Go make it happen. We will settle for 124 and 157. That sort of deal. But either way, I think something's going to happen. I think that the Vikings can free up cap space, which would be important, and Za'Darius, maybe he doesn't want to be here anymore, whatever, and the Vikings could pick up some more edge rushing help in the draft, work something out with Danielle, utilizing that cap space from the Za'Darius trade, as well as they have Davenport, Patrick Jones second, Wanham, etc., could be stepping up, so we'll see. But I think it's kind of a long shot that Za'Darius suits up in purple this season, unless it's Ravens purple. So we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Reports that Za'Darius could be traded during the draft. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.